Hey, what's up, fellow programmers and problem solvers? Omar Jaze here from JassehCodeCamp. Welcome to another tutorial on this channel. In this tutorial, we're gonna learn how to build these beautiful and professional-looking pricing cards from scratch with just HTML and CSS. So before we get started, I would like to take you through the stuff that we're gonna build and some of the magical HTML and CSS stuff we'll be using. So as usual, we'll be using some standard HTML elements to mark up this page. So in the CSS part, we'll be basically using some CSS Flexbox to have our cards line up nicely like this, as you guys can see. So for these ribbons, we're gonna basically use CSS Position to help us get this stuff done. We have shadows applied to our cards, and we're gonna be using CSS box shadows for that. So we're also gonna be working with CSS Animation using CSS Transition. On these buttons, you can see we have these nice little effects. Cool stuff. So guys, you can all love this thing. So we have also implemented some responsive design techniques using CSS Media Queries. So let me show you something, guys. If I start using the width of this panel, now you can see that we have two cars now sitting side by side and then one at the bottom there. Cool stuff. So we can basically say on tablet or some other medium screen devices, our stuff are gonna look like this. Beautiful. So if I reduce the width of this thing further, let me show you. You can see like we have now our cars looking like this. So we can basically say on mobile phones, our stuff are going to look like this. Yes, with all this nice effect. Cool stuff, guys. I hope you guys are excited and ready to learn some crazy HTML and CSS stuff. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends and families. So thank you so much in advance. Now let's just get started. All right, guys, let's get started with the HTML part of this stuff. Before we get started, I'm going to quickly take you around for the stuff that I have already done. So basically, I have this images folder and then I have this designs folder. So the design contains the designs and then the images basically contain the image that we're going to use on the design there. Good stuff. I already also have an empty index.html file. So all I'm going to do is just going to start putting up the stuff here. So good stuff. Let's get started, guys. I'm gonna put up the HTML5 boilerplate like this, and then I'm gonna change this thing from document to pricing, and then I'm gonna put the type here. I'm gonna say HTML and CSS. Cool stuff. I'm gonna basically close this. Now I'm gonna get the real stuff now. So now we're gonna look at our design first and then translate that into HTML. So looking at this thing now, I'm gonna basically say, I'm gonna need a main. Inside the main, I'm going to have a container class called cards container. That, yep. And then inside here, that's where I'm going to have our cards. So what we're going to do, we're going to basically put up 3 divs and then we're going to implement the structure for one of the divs and then we duplicate the rest of the content for the other divs. Cool stuff. I'm going to say div style 3 dot card. Basically that. Cool stuff. Now we're going to focus on this one now. So let me do this. In this one now, I'm going to basically give it a class called basic plan. And then inside here now, let's look at the design of our card. Basically, if you see this, if you look at this card, you'll see that this card basically has 2 main components. We have the header component, I will call it that way. And then we're going to have, let's say, the body component. So I'm going to say dot card header. And then I'm going to say card body. Cool stuff. Now looking at the header now, we're gonna say that this header has this thing called the ribbon, and then inside the header we're gonna have the image, and then we're gonna have, let's say, the title, basically the name of the plan, and also we're gonna have the description of the plan. Cool stuff. Now inside the header now, all we need to do now, let's start with the ribbon. I'm gonna say div the ribbon that, and then I might even want to also basically identify this ribbon. I might want to say basically this ribbon contain the price, so I'm gonna say basic price wrapper, something like that. And then I'm gonna say span. I'm gonna say D240 slash MO. MO is for month. Now, but guys, looking at this design, you might want to see that okay, this price is a little bit higher than, like, the font size is larger than this MO. So let's also accommodate for that. But let's have a span for this thing, and then in the CSS part, when we need to style that, so it's going to be easy for us. That stuff. So now I'm gonna say this is the actual price. Maybe price. Cool stuff. So now after this, what else you might want to do is this the ribbon, guys. Then now we might want to have maybe the image. For the image, I might want to put it into a wrapper element. I'm gonna say dot crop image wrapper. Cool stuff. Inside here, I'm going to say image like this, and then I'm going to say dot slash images slash one crop, and then I'm going to call this thing single crop image, and then I'm going to say maybe basic plan, something like this for the order. Nice stuff. Yeah, and then down, I'm going to basically say header content wrapper like this. Cool stuff. Yeah, let me scroll down a little bit. Then down here, I'm going to say H2. I'm going to say starting up. Cool stuff. Yeah, and then paragraph. I'm actually going to copy this thing from the other side there. Yes. Paste it. Cool. Yeah, so I'm going to also give this thing a name. I'm going to say class plan name. Yeah, I'm going to say plan description. Yeah, this is really cool, guys. Definitely. Yeah, so guys, this is good. We have the header content wrapper here, and then we're gonna come down. Yeah, now we're gonna come here in the body to apply the stuff for the body. Yeah, what I'm gonna say UL. I'm gonna say li star 3. I'm gonna say greater than symbol. I need an image. After the image, I need a span, and after the span, then I think that is good. Yeah, good stuff. Now inside the image, now I'm gonna say the slash images like this, and then I'm gonna say cool stuff. And then in here, I'm gonna say check icon. Cool. Yeah, and then for the span, all I need to do, I'm gonna put the stuff for the item there. I'm gonna say one domain. Yeah, and then come back here now. I'm gonna say dot slash. In fact, I can copy this quick. Yeah, that's good. Now we come down for the span. I'm gonna say email support. Cool. Then you come down here. I'm gonna say 200 GB cloud space. Now let's actually add the select button, and then we are done for that particular card. Yeah, so let's check this again. So this is the body. Yeah, so we need to have this thing down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say dot button wrapper. Yeah, I also like to actually wrap my buttons also as well most of the time. And here I'm going to say button. Yeah, and I'm going to say select. So cool stuff. Let's see this thing in the browser. Cool. Yeah, I think that is cool. Yeah, so looking at this thing, basically have all the elements we need for the card. Yeah, and then now I think the next thing now basically is to have, let's say, this stuff duplicated for the other cards. Yeah, so what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna actually collapse this. Yeah, then these are the two stuff that we need to have for the other cards. Yeah, I'm gonna copy them like this, and then I'm gonna do for the first one. That is this one for the second one actually. Yeah, so in here now, all we need to do now, we need to change the relevant details. Yeah, for the second card, what we need to do, this need to be changed from basics to standard. Yeah, yeah, and then maybe the amount needs to change to 800. Yeah, and then we're gonna change this thing from 1 to 2, and then this should be crops. Yeah, and I think then here also maybe we're gonna call this in 2 crops image, and then this should be standard. Bam. Cool stuff. Yeah, and then this needs to be changed from starting to growing business. Cool stuff. Yeah, I think now we need to come to the body. Yeah, the tech icons are fine. Then this need to change from 1 to 10. Yeah, cool stuff, guys. Let's give this thing a review. Awesome. Yeah, you see, we have this the first plan, and then we have the second plan. Cool stuff. Now let's go and do for the third plan. I'm just gonna paste it again. Cool stuff. You can see, right? Yeah. Now that we have our 3 cards, let's confirm this quick. Cool stuff. This is the first card. This is the second card. Yeah, and then this is the last card. Yeah, so guys, this is looking good. Definitely, yes. Yeah, now that we are done with the HTML, now the next thing now is to go and apply the real stuff. That's the CSS part. You're really gonna enjoy the CSS part. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Yeah, alright guys. Now to the CSS part. So I'm gonna come to the head part of my HTML document here. Yeah, and I'm gonna add the link to the CSS file. I'm gonna say link and then like this. So I'm gonna change this thing from style to main. I'm gonna say main.css. Yeah, but now looking at this thing, remember we don't have a CSS file yet. Yeah, so let's even confirm. You can see there's no CSS file here. So what we can do, we can create the main.css file in here. I'm gonna say main.css. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna close that side. Yeah, cool. So I'm gonna also expand here. Yeah, so we have more space for our result. All right. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna start with the basic CSS instead. We're gonna give it star, and we're gonna say box sizing, border box. Yeah, and then padding 0. Yeah, and then margin 0. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so what I like to do normally after adding the basic CSS is that, yeah, I normally give some standard style to the body. So now let's go to the body. Yeah, so we see that from the design here, yeah, you can see we have a dark background. Huh? Yeah, so let's basically apply that background to the body. I'm going to say background color. Yeah, so for the background color, I have this style guide in here. So this style guide basically contains our colors and some other stuff for the design. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do, you can see basically we have this dark gray background color for the body. So I'm gonna copy this, yeah, and then come in here and then paste it here. Yeah, so let's see. Cool stuff. Yeah, we might also want to change the color for the body. We're gonna say color. Yeah, and the color for the body is basically going to be a symbol like this. I'm going to be F3, F4, and F6. Yeah, cool stuff. I think the next thing is to basically set our font family. So I'm gonna say font family. Yeah, so guys, for the font family, we're gonna get it from Google. Yeah, actually, we're gonna use the robot font. I already have that thing copied already on the other side, so let me show you. Yeah, so what we need to do, we have to come here. Yeah, normally in the beginning of our CSS, and then put our font definition there. Yeah. Now all we need to do now, we have to specify the font in here. I'm gonna say Roboto. Yes, and then comma, and we say sans serif. Yeah, so what we are trying to say here that we said our primary font, like the font that we actually want to use on this page is Roboto, and you can see Roboto is already going to be downloaded from Google. And for some reason, if you're gonna get Roboto, meaning if it is not actually downloaded on the user's device, yeah, then pick any font from the sans serif family, which is good. Guys, you can see that this is actually taking effect. Yeah, if I comment this thing out, you're gonna see it's commented out, the font is not taking effect. But if I remove the comment, you can see it's taking effect. Cool stuff. So now what we're gonna do now, let's see. Now let's look at the design, guys. Yeah, looking at this design, yeah, you can see we are not taking the full width of the body, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna basically constrain the width of these cards. Yeah, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna come here, we set up for main. I'm gonna say in main, we're gonna set up our constraint, huh? Yeah, the constraint we're gonna set is this. We're gonna actually set a maximum width. I'm gonna say max width, meaning the maximum width the main elements should take it's going to be 1140 pixel. Then after that, we're gonna say we're gonna have a width of 100%. Yeah. So what we are trying to say is this thing. We are saying take the whole available space of your parent, but yeah, limit yourself to 1140 pixel. Yeah, that's these two declarations are going to do. Yeah, cool stuff. And guys, this is a technique for responsive design too as well. Huh? Yeah, which is cool. So what I like to do normally is I'm gonna give this thing a temporal border. I'm gonna say border 1 pixel solid. So you can see, guys, you can see this white border here. Yeah, this is actually the main. Huh? So what I also like to do is this. When I set this type of constraint, you're gonna say that margin inline photo. Cool stuff. Yeah, so it's gonna center itself to the body. Yeah. So you see, we have this. You can see we have this center now. Cool stuff. So now, one other thing I would like to do is I want to add some padding inside the main. Huh? Yeah, because if you look at this, you see we don't have any padding. Huh? So all we need to do now, we're gonna say padding 1.5 rem and 2 rem. Cool stuff. So now let's go to the container of this element. That is the container of this cards. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna say dot cards container like this. Yeah. So what we want for the cards container is this. Basically, we want our cards to line up horizontally, yeah, side by side. Yeah. To do that, basically, guys, magical flex. So we're gonna say display flex. You see, we have that also. Now let me show you something. If you come back to the design, we can see that the cards they sit in both vertically and horizontally centered around the parent. And basically, yeah, so what we're gonna say is this thing. We want this guy to be centered both vertically and horizontally along the main. Good stuff. So what I'm gonna do now, actually, before even implementing that, Yeah, let's add some other additional properties for the cast container. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna say the width is 100%. Yeah, take the whole width of your parent. Yeah, guys, do that please. That's very good. And then from there, we need some gaps. Yeah, but yeah, let's say gap is going to be 2 rem. Then from there, um, you might want you to basically say justify content. Enter. Yeah, you are not gonna see the gaps, guys, but you can see the gaps are applied. Let me comment this thing out. Yeah, you can see, and if I put it back, you can see, yeah, cool stuff, huh? Yeah, so what else you might want to do is this thing. Yeah, so I think now we can go to the cards now. Yeah, so now to the cards, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say okay dot card. So now for the card also, I would like to give them a border quickly, 1 pixel solid, and then maybe, yeah, that alone is fine, huh? Yeah, guys, now you can see the border of our cards, which is good. So now, yeah, I'm gonna say background blur, and then I'm gonna say hash 232526. Cool stuff. I'm gonna say border radius, and then maybe I'm gonna use 5 pixel. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, so guys, looking at this card, it looks like they line up properly, like they have the same width, something like that. Yeah, but it's just very good to actually specify the width, huh? Yeah, and definitely that's really gonna come handy when you go to the responsive part of this design. Yeah, yeah. So what we're gonna do now, basically, looking at this, is 3 cards there, and we want them to have equal sizes. Yeah, this is the thing, guys. It's 3 items, and they need to share the space equally. So basically, it's like 100% divided by 3. Yes, and 100% divided by 3 is going to give you 33.3333%. Yes, we can hardcode that 33.333%, but let me show you a better way of doing it. CSS has a function to do that. Yeah, so I'm going to say width, I'm going to say cal. Yes, cal basically means calculate. So what do we want to calculate here? 100% divided by 3. Cool stuff. That's all we need. And then we set the width specifically to our cards. So nice stuff. Guys, I think this is looking good. So next thing now, let's go and start styling the internal elements in the card, which is cooler. Yeah, let's go and start with the card header. Then after the card header, we go to the card body. Cool stuff. Yeah. So now what we need to do now, remember we have our classes already. So you see, this is the nice thing of setting up those classes earlier. Yeah, so you can see we don't need to be going back and forth in our HTML to be adding classes or stuff like that. Yeah, all we need to do now, if you cannot remember any class, then we can go and then maybe look for that class and then come to the CSS and then apply the appropriate styles. So now, all I need to do for the card head, I'm going to give it some background color. I'm going to say hash 2F3133. Cool stuff, yeah. So you can see it's coming up, and then we need some spacing around. Yeah, the elements in the card header needs to breathe. I'm gonna give it padding. Yeah, padding basically is the inner space around the element, 2.5 rem, like that, and then 1.25 rem. Cool. Yeah, so I think now the next thing now we might want to do now, looking at this, yeah, let's start styling the title of the plan there, that is the heading here. Yeah, that's the plan name, and also maybe the plan description. Yeah, to do that, all we need to do is we can basically say dot card header. Yeah, and this is the thing, yeah, even though we put how to call it again, a class for the heading there, I could recall we have this card header, and inside the card header there is only one h2. So basically we can style this h2 based on this class name, huh? Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Yeah, but notice also stopping us from using the class name here. So you can see we have the choice, huh? We can either go with the class or we go with the element. So either one is fine, guys. Yeah, so let's just stay with this for now. So we come back here, we say color hash like this, and then we're gonna say FAC F4E. Good stuff. Yeah, that is looking good. And then we might want to set the font weight for that. I'm gonna say font weight 700. Cool. Text transform. Yes, nice. Yeah, so I think guys, this is coming up. Now the next thing we're gonna do now is gonna style this paragraph here. Huh? Yeah, to come down again and say dot card header P. This here again, what we need to do now for the paragraph, all we need to do is we're gonna actually give it some line height. I'm gonna say line height 1.5. Yeah, so 1.5 basically 1.5 times the current font size within 16 pixel. You see, I save it, you can see it has increased it. And if I give it 2, just to show you can see it has increased to that. Yeah, but I think 1 is fine. Yeah, and then the next thing is maybe we might want to give this thing some margin top. You can see there should be space between the heading here and also the paragraph. You're gonna say margin top. So margin basically means the outer space around the element. So margin top, I'm gonna say 1 rem. Yeah, I think guys this is cool. Yeah, one thing guys also, if you look at it very well, let's look at the design one more. So you can see this color. This color is not the same as this color. You can see this color is brighter than this color. So we're gonna desaturate the white color there. It's not going to be 100% white. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give this thing color. We're gonna say color here at the top. I'm gonna say E hash symbol like this E1, E3, E5. Cool stuff. Yeah. So we come back here. Yeah, it's looking good. So we come down. Yeah. So for the ribbon, you're gonna say the ribbon like this. Yeah, and then we're gonna say maybe let's give it some padding first. But before the padding, yeah, before the padding, let's give it some color. Let's say background color. Doja blue. You see? Yeah, for now we're gonna apply this and later we're gonna remove it, and then apply the specific colors for each of them. Yeah, this is cool. At least we have something to start with. Then let's give it some padding. I'm gonna use the padding 0.5 rem and then 1 rem. Yeah, text align center. Yeah, text align center. Yeah, looking good. We might want to actually increase the font size. We're gonna say font size maybe 1.5 rem. Yeah, cool stuff. Yeah, and then what else we want to do here is looking good, right? Yeah, let's say maybe the width is going to be 100%. Yeah, even though by default looks like 100%, but it's good to explicitly set this thing. Yeah, I think that's this looking good. Now, the next thing now basically is to try to style this thing to look like this, the one we have on the design here. Yeah, so basically we're gonna come up with some little bit of some advanced CSS stuff. Yeah, we're gonna use positioning here to position this thing the way we want it, and then not only that, we're gonna use the CSS transform property with the rotate value to rotate this thing to the angle that we might want it as it is here in the design. Yeah, so we're gonna start with the rotate. Basically guys, this is how the rotate work. Let's say to use the rotate, I'm gonna say transform. Yeah, that's the transform property there. And then we're gonna say rotate. Yeah, rotate is a value, is a possible value for the transform property, and it basically allow us to turn the element like to any angular sort of. Yeah, so we're gonna say maybe let me show you. Let's say 30 degrees. See, it's turning, nice stuff. Yeah, but I think we're gonna say 45 degrees. Yeah, it looks like this is going to be good. Yeah, so guys, all we need to do now is like we're gonna find ways of actually taking this whole ribbon and then move it to the position where we really want it. You can see that's why I said CSS positioning. Cool. So to work with CSS positioning, guys, you position an element like relative to another position element, and that element normally is going to be a parent for the element in question there. Yeah, so what we need to do now, we're going to activate an element as the parent position element for this ribbon, and then after that, then we use position absolute and position this thing anyhow we want. The nearest parent element for the ribbon here is going to be the card header, but let's confirm from the HTML. Yeah, we have the ribbon here, you see. Now the nearest parent for the ribbon is actually card header. So now what we need to do now, we're gonna activate this element and make it a position element. Yes, so let's come. So we come to the card header, we're gonna say your position is going to be relative. So now let's come here and say position absolute. The moment I say position absolute, you can see this moves. Cool stuff, huh? And so guys, we're gonna play with some properties and some values here, and then move this thing like the way we would want to position it on the UI here. So all we need to do now, we're gonna say, let's say I want to move you from the right. Maybe I'm gonna say 25%. Yeah, you can see it's moving, but is that what we want? You can see we are bringing this thing closer to us. Yeah, maybe I think we need to push this on the other side there. You see, it's coming up. When I say negative 25%, it's pulled to the right of his parent. Now, let's play with some other values. We're going to play with the top also. Let's say maybe 10 pixel. Like this. It's looking good. You can see. but it's not where we want it to be yet. So let's say 30. Yeah, I think this is looking good, huh? But now also where this is sitting, maybe I don't like it that much. Maybe let's play with the numbers here also as well. Let's say let's go a little bit up and see 26. You can see it's going up. 27 is going up. Wow, 28 is going up. I think this is going there. 29 and then maybe 30. Good stuff. So now the next thing now is basically we want to cut this. Huh? Yeah, to cut this, guys, all we need to do is like this is actually overflowing. So all we need to do is basically, yes, you can try to put it to the head. Now let me show you something. If I come here and say overflow, hidden, you can see we can do this. You see it works. Yeah, even if you do this also to the card, also it's gonna work. Huh? So either one there it works. So I think this is fine. So let me show you if I comment this thing out here and come back here also again, I say overflow clean. See, works also as well. Yeah, I think I would like to have it in here. Why? Because like this is the overall parent for the whole card. So I'm gonna have it on the card here. So now let's look at the design, guys. Yeah, you can see the design. Like we have some shadows here. We have some shadows here. Yeah, we can work on these shadows, and in that way, when we are done with the header part, then we'll just be left with the body. Yeah. Let's go and do that quickly. Yeah. So guys, we're gonna come to the ribbon and then apply some shadow. So the way shadow works is this thing, or in CSS, the way we apply shadow is this thing. We use the box shadow property, and box shadow like this. Box shadow actually take multiple values. Yes, and then the first value is gonna accept is the shadow for the X or the horizontal side there. We say 0, and then we're gonna say for the Y axis it's going to be 5 pixel. You can see it's coming up, guys. You can see this white thing, guys. Yeah, so this also basically means just setting these two values, it will apply the box shadow. And if you will also see, it's actually taking the current color, meaning the current color that's white as the color of the shadow. But you're gonna adjust that. So the next value I'm gonna add is this thing, that is the blur radius. Like how blurry do I want this shadow to be? I want this shadow to be 8 pixel blurry. You can see it's blurred now. And then we also have what we call the spread radius. How wide do I want to spread this shadow? This shadow, I don't want to spread it. Like I want to make it 0. You can see 0. In fact, by default is 0. Now, all we need to do now, we can apply or we can set the color for the shadow. So the color for the shadow is going to be this 2, 3, 2, yeah, 5 to 6. That's what I want. You can see, guys, it's cool. You can see we have this nice little effect. Very cool. Yeah. So, guys, now the only styles left for this one, I think, is to actually apply the actual background for the individual ribbon. Let's say for this one is going to be, I think, Dodger blue, and then the next one is going to be like purple, and then the next one is going to be like red. Yeah. And the other thing also is, I think we're gonna also style, let's say, the font size of the actual price. So we can even go and do that now before we even move on to the next thing. Yeah, what are we gonna do now? I'm gonna say yeah, let's check our HTML. You see, after having a ribbon, yeah, after the ribbon, you see we have this basic price wrapper. And then after that, we also have, let's say, a price class. So this is cool, guys. So all we need to do here, come and say dot basic price wrapper. And for this one, all I want to do, I want to give it a background. So I'm going to give it the actual background color. The actual background color is hash symbol like this. And I'm going to say 41A9F7. Cool stuff. Yeah, and then after that, I'm going to copy this. Control C. I'm going to give it to the standard like this. Then for the standard price, the background, yeah, for the standard ribbon, the background is going to be hash, hash, and then I'm going to be 2 6 FFE. Cool stuff, guys. You can see there it's coming up, Yeah, I think 2 FFE, not 3, Yeah, cool stuff. So here also, I think it's already in memory, so I can just paste this thing, and then the color for that one actually is E4527. Yeah, but I think yes, I need to change this thing to enterprise. Yeah, enterprise. Yeah, cool stuff, guys. Yeah, so guys, the next thing now is to actually apply styles for the pricing here, like these prices. Yeah, if you look at it, and let's look at the design again. Yeah, you can see this price here. We can see here like 240, like it's a little bit larger than this emo here. That's for the month, huh? So let's go and do that. So I'm gonna say dot price. Yeah, and then I'm gonna say the color is going to be hash symbol F9, and then maybe FAFB, full stuff, and then maybe I'm gonna say the font weight is going to be 500. Yeah, you see, I think I cannot see that much of a difference though. Yeah, but I think we're gonna maintain it like this. Let me see if I make it 700. Yeah, I think 7 is good. We maintain 7 and see, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Now, what we need to do now, I'm gonna say dot price, and then if I have a span inside the price, and which is actually price number there, I'm gonna say font width 700. And not only that, I'm gonna say the font size is going to be, I'm gonna grow the font size a little bit, 1.5 to maybe 5 frame. You see, I grow that one a little bit big. Now I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna remove this font weight from here. You see, it's good, huh? Yeah, for the body now, all we need to do, we need to basically start with this. We're gonna say dot card body. Then inside card body, I'm gonna say padding. Yeah, we need to give it the same padding as the padding we did for the card header. So all we need to say, we're gonna say 2 rem and 1.5 rem. Cool stuff, you can see. Now the next thing now, maybe we can actually start styling maybe the list items, and then after that we can style the button. Yeah, then after that I think maybe we should be done, huh? Almost, huh? Yeah, cool. So now what we need to do now, we're gonna say dot card body dot ul. Yeah, I'm gonna say list style none. Yeah, something like that. You see, it's cool, huh? Yeah, and then I'm gonna say the card body again. ULLI. Yeah, so all I want to do now, I'm going to say the display is going to be flex. Yeah, why flex? Because I want to be able to properly align these things. Huh? And then I want to have gap in between them. I want to say gap, maybe 1 rem. I think that is good. Or maybe if that gap is huge, we can reduce it to maybe 0.75. Yeah, I think that is good. And then for the font weight, let's say for the font weight, yeah, I think we're gonna give it 500. Huh? I'm gonna say font weight 500. Cool. Now let's see, it's coming up. Yeah, we might need to actually adjust the size of this image. Yeah, we're gonna adjust the size of the image, and not only that, maybe we might also wanna say the align items, like how elements are going to be aligned. Yeah, let's see, align items center. Yeah, you see, I think that is cool. Now the next thing, guys, now is to actually style the image. Now to style the image, all we need to do is a card body, like this, and then maybe I have maybe li, I have mg. Yeah, so guys, this type of selector is called the descendant selector. Huh? So now all I need to do for the image is I'm gonna give it some width. I'm gonna say width. Let's start with 25 pixel. I think that is cool, but it looks small to me. Maybe you can say 30 pixel. This is good. Yeah, I think guys, now this is coming up, and this is really looking good. And we are also almost done. Huh? Now the next thing now is to actually style the button now. We can come here and say dot button wrapper. Then we're gonna say button. Yeah, I'm gonna give it some background color as 1C, 1E, 1F. Cool stuff. Yeah, so guys, looking like that, but we're gonna fix it quickly, don't worry. Yeah, from there also I'm gonna say border is none. We don't need any border for the button. Yeah, you see, and then from there we're gonna see, I'm gonna say color. Yeah, let's look for the color for the plan name, which is going to be, I can just copy this, huh? Copy like this, I paste, then put the hash here. Cool stuff. Yeah, it's coming up, guys. It's coming up. Yeah, so now I think after this, what we might want to do is we can basically see the display is going to be blocked. Yeah, so which is cool. And then from there, we might want to say basically, let's set up the padding. Padding, yeah, padding, say, the padding is basically going to be 1 rem, and then also maybe 2 rem. Yeah, so what else we might want to do is we want to say, hey, I want you to take 100%. See, take 100% of your parent, which is cool, huh? So guys, now what we might want to do now, we are not even done with this. Yeah, we need to apply some border radius and all those stuff, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna come here and say border radius, maybe 3 pixel. Yeah. So what else you might want to apply here? Yeah, guys, remember also by default body buttons they don't inherit the font family. You understand that we set for the body, like of the appearance sort of. So what we need to do, we have to kind of force that inheritance. Huh? I'm gonna come here and say font family. We're gonna put it here. Font family. Yeah, I'm gonna say inherit. You see, school. Let me comment. You see, then I'll comment. You see, school, huh? Yes, very nice. So what else you might want to do is you might want to set maybe the font size and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna say the font size also. Yeah, the font size also is not it doesn't inherit, huh? Yeah, so we wanna say okay. So here also we're gonna say font size inherit. See, cool stuff. Now the button is like, huh? Yeah, one other thing you might want to do is we're gonna set maybe the boldness of the button. So that is the font weight. I'm gonna say, hey, I want you to have a font weight of 600 or 700. Remember, right? Cool stuff. So I would like to use maybe some letter spacing there. I'm gonna say letter spacing like to have some at least some little bit of spacing between the characters there. So letter spacing 1 pixel. See, that is nice, guys. Huh? When I place my mouse on the button, it doesn't look like we should be able to select or click this thing. Huh? Yeah, to do that, we're gonna use the cursor property. I'm gonna say cursor here, cursor. I'm gonna say pointer. Cool stuff. Now let's come back. See, I can do this. Huh? Yeah, quickly, guys. Let's have space between the button and the items here. So to do that, all I need to do, I'm gonna say, remember, we have to apply that on the button wrapper. You're gonna just apply it on the button like that there. Yes, you have to apply it to the wrapper. I'm gonna say margin top. Yeah, I'm gonna say 3 rem. Yeah. So guys, this is looking good. Definitely looking good. So what is remaining now? What is remaining? Yeah, for the border. Yeah, for the border, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, hey, we're gonna have a border of 2 pixels and solid and transparent. The border is there, but actually we are seeing the background color of the body there. This is cool, but this is gonna be useful. Let's say when we start applying hover effects, huh? Nice stuff. So now we're gonna say line height maybe 1.25 frame or just 25. Yeah. Remember, line height basically is going to be if we apply line height without actually setting any unit value, it's going to be like this number multiplied by the current font size. Yeah, guys, this is cool. Yeah, and then maybe next thing we might want to do is I think this is done. So yeah, guys, let's actually implement the shadow for the card, and I think from there, then we can implement maybe the effects like the hover effects. Huh? Yeah, and then from there we implement the responsive part, and then we are done. So now all I need to do now in here, I'm gonna say box shadow. Remember, guys, to have shadow on an element, use the box shadow. So I'm gonna say box shadow. Yeah, the box shadow is the same as the one that I applied for the ribbon. So let me just copy that one. Yeah, yeah, I think so. But let's just confirm. We do this. You see, we have some box shadow, but we might want to maybe increase our box shadow. Huh? Yeah, the ribbon box shadow is kind of small, and we are not almost even seeing this effect. So what we're gonna do is this thing. Let's remove the border, guys. Let's remove the border. Yeah, you can see the shadow is there, but it's very minimal. Huh? It's very small. Huh? So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna increase the box shadow for the cat. So what I'm gonna do now? We come back here. This is the box shadow. Yeah. So what is gonna happen is this. We're gonna say the x is going to be 5 pixel. You see now, we're gonna have stuff here. You can see there's some shadow here. Yeah, you're gonna really see the effect when I change the color here. Huh? Yes, the Y we're gonna increase it. I think we need more Y here. Like that is the horizontal, that is the vertical axis. So that's 8 pixel. And then the blur radius, like how blurry do you want this shadow is, going to be 25 pixel. And then the spread radius is going to be 5 pixel. Yeah, and then now the value, that's the color here, is going to be 1C, 1E, 1F. Cool stuff. Now, guys, you can see the box arrow. Now you can see it's taking effect. Huh? Yeah. Now, one more thing we might want to do is if you look at it very well, the card is basically, or the cards are sitting at the top there huh, on the page. Yeah, you want these cards to come down at the center there. Huh? Yeah, you want them to be vertically and horizontal centered like this. Now, to do that, we might want to go back to our main and our cards container. Let's check what do we need to set for main. Yeah, for main, I think we might want to basically say, hey, you know what? I want you to take at least 100% of the viewport height. Yes. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna say mean height. I'm gonna come here and set that. I'm gonna say mean height. I'm gonna say 100 VH. Yeah. So now this is good. We set height for it. Now what we're gonna do now? I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? I want you to be a flex parent. You see, let me show you. I want you to be a flex parent. Yeah, let's come and do it here. I'm gonna say display flex. You see, now when that is done, you see now what is happening, guys. You can see now like the item is stretching, like it's taking the whole mean. You can see, interesting, huh? Yeah, like the cards height are taking the whole height of the mean. So all we need to do now, we're gonna say align items. You see, CSS guys, align items, center, cool stuff. You can see it's done now, huh? Yeah, it's done now, guys. You can see. Let me show you. You see, it's centered now. You see, because the space here is exactly the same. Yeah, but maybe one more thing now. Align item is center. So, and we have this margin inline auto, which is good. But still, I would still love to say justify content, center. And guys, remember again, align items is how the elements are going to be aligned along the vertical axis. Yeah, and justify content basically is how the elements are actually arranged on the available space there. So we are saying along the main axis, we want the element to sit at the center there horizontally, and then like on that line where they sit, we want them to actually sit at the center of the line, which is very interesting. Huh? Remember, by default, they're gonna stretch like that whole available line. So that's why before it was stretching and taking the whole space that is available. But we don't want that. Huh? Now let's go back a little bit up and then maybe to our main. That's actually in here to remove this border. You see, now the border is removed. Yeah, I think now maybe what is remaining now, we need to make this we need to make this thing responsive, meaning like when I maybe view this thing maybe on a different screen, especially a smaller screen, it should look good. Now let's see. You see on smaller screen it's just stretching like this, huh? And definitely guys, this is not what we desired, huh? Yeah, so how do we solve this problem? How do we solve? And guys, I would like to see something. Yeah, I would like to have this thing back. Let me show you something. So now what we need to do now, I think before the responsiveness, let's go with the hover effects. Huh? Yeah, so now what we need to do now, I'm gonna come and say, let's start with the button. Yeah, we're gonna come all the way down here. I'm gonna say dot button wrapper, button hover. Hover basically means when we place our mouse on the button, you see, like this. Huh? So what do we want to do when we hover on this button? Yeah, what we want to do is this thing. We want to move the button a little bit up. We're going to say translate, or we're going to say actually transform. And then we're going to, this time, we're going to use the translate property, like translate Y. What I want to do is when I place my mouse, I want the button to kind of like, yeah, moving a little bit up like that. Huh? I'm going to say minus 1 pixel. Now let's see that thing happening. You see, guys? Yeah, yeah, it's very subtle, right? But let's give it 10 pixel and then you're gonna see, minus 10 pixel. You see? Yeah, but I don't like the way it is actually moving. Like, yeah, so this way, gonna, guys, animation is gonna come in, huh? But we're gonna maintain the 1 pixel, or maybe we can even maintain a 2 pixel. Yeah, so we want that thing to transition, like we want that thing to change, like this state nicely, huh? So how do we do that? We say transition. We say box shadow like this. Yeah, I'm gonna say 0.2 second. This basically the transition duration, like the amount of time it's gonna take to change from the current state to the new state. Cool stuff. So I'm gonna say transform. Yeah, you're also going to use the transform property. That's what we use in there, 0.2s. You see, that also 0.2 second. Then, comma, I'm going to say border color. Yeah, we also want to change the border color. Remember, guys, we set transparent for the border color, but now what we want is when we place our mouse here, we want the border color to be applied. Huh? I'm going to say 0.3 second. I want that one to be done within 0.3 second, and then not only that, sorry, I have to remove this colon here. Yeah, not only that, we want also like we have what we call, let's say, the transition timing function. Like how do you want that effect to be applied? Huh? So by default it's linear. Now I'm gonna say this time around I want it to be ease in out. Like I want it to kind of start slow, go a little bit fast, and then also end slow. Now let's look at this stuff now. If I do this, you see, You see this last one, guys, is very nice, huh? Yeah, so let's apply the other stuff. We're gonna have box shadow for the button. I'm gonna say box shadow. I'm gonna say 0, 8 pixel, 8 pixel, minus 6 pixel, and then we say has FAC and F4E. Cool stuff. Let's test this, guys. Awesome. You see this? Very beautiful, huh? Yeah, so you come down here, you're gonna say border color, and then it's going to be the same color. Huh? Let me even copy it. So let me say hash, and then it's the color here down. Huh? Yeah, cool stuff. Let's check. Awesome, guys. You can see. Yes, you see this nice little effect. Huh? You see, guys, awesome, huh? Very beautiful. Yeah, all right, guys. So I think this is cool. So now the next thing now basically is to actually apply maybe some hover effect on the card itself, and then from there we're gonna work on the responsive design part. Huh? Yeah. So now when we hover on the card, we might just want to move the card a little bit up. Huh? Yeah, it's kind of similar to the way we did for the button. Huh? So how do we do that? Yes, hover is always going to be dot card colon hover. Huh? So now what we need to do here is going to be something like this. We're going to say transform. Yeah, we're going to translate it Y. Then I'm going to say minus 3 pixel. Yes, negative is going to take it up and positive is going to take it down. Huh? Yeah, so this is good. So let's give it a try. You see? But you can see, guys, there's no transitioning. So you can see like the state change is not definitely nice. Huh? Yeah, you guys can see it's not even nice. So all we need to do now, come here to the card and say transition, the transform, like the transform property is what you want to transition. You want to do it in 0.3 seconds. I mean, that is good. Yeah. Save. You see, now it's nice. Huh? So one more thing I would like to do on the card is basically to add the cursor. We can say cursor and nice stuff. Now let's see. Awesome. 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 So now the only thing remaining now is responsive design. Responsive design. You're gonna love that part. Yeah, responsive basically is all about this. Huh? There are different techniques for responsive design, and we have applied some techniques already. Yeah, so but now the next technique that we're gonna use, which is also very, very important when it comes to responsive design, is working with what we call media queries. Huh? Yeah, with media queries, we're gonna use the add media. You see, we have this add media rule here. Yeah, these are called at rules. You can see all they start with these things are keywords in CSS that start with at, and then we're gonna say at media. Then we're gonna put some syntax here, like bracket open bracket close, and then we open the curly bracket, and then this is where we're gonna put our condition. So now, what is going to be the condition? Maybe we're gonna set in here. So we're gonna say max width 992 pixel, 992 pixel. What we are trying to say here is this: we are trying to say that yeah, when we are viewing this website or when we are viewing this page on a screen whose width is not more than 992 pixel, now any CSS we define here is going to take effect. Huh? Now let me show you a simple style here. I'm going to say body, I'm going to say background color, let's say white. See, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start reducing the width of this panel, and you're going to see that thing taking effect. You see, white background, huh? Yeah, the moment, yeah, so what's happening here, the moment the width of this panel, like the width of this screen sort of is not more than 992 pixel, meaning it's 992 pixel down, the color is going to change to white. The style that we want to set basically is the cut. What we want is when we reduce this size, you can see the cut is getting smaller. We want maybe to have two cuts now, and then the one cut goes down. So how do we do that? Yes, sure, we're gonna target the cut. So instead of the body, I'm gonna say dot cut like that. Now when I say dot cut, now what do you wanna do? Yes, think about it, guys. In the card, all we need to do now, we want each individual card to have a width of 50%. Now how do we do that? We're gonna say width, I'm gonna say cal, and then I'm gonna say 100% divided by 2. Yeah. But guys, yeah, you can see this is not taking effect, right? Yeah, let's even compound. Let's compound that like it's taking effect for some other styles, but it's not taking effect for the card. Huh? So what is causing that? Yes, we're gonna fix it, guys. That an issue with Flex, not really an issue, but like Flex is doing its thing there. Yeah, we need to actually work with Flex again. You see, guys, this is what I was kind of talking about. Even though here again we are setting the width, but still Flex is not kind of respecting that. We are telling Flex, hey, you know what? I want the width of my car to be 50%. Yes, Flex is doing that, but Flex is still trying to basically say, hey, you know what? I can still try to fit this thing in the same place, like on the same line. Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, Flex will always try to do its best to fit the items on the same row. Yes, that's the thing. So you guys get the idea now, especially those of you that are familiar with Flex. There is this property called Flex Wrap. You see, now who's the parent of the card? Remember, it's cards container. So we're gonna go to the cards corner and we tell the cards container, you know what? We want your children to be able to go to the next line when they can fit on the available space. So how do you do that? Remember, Flex Wrap. So we're gonna come and say Flex Wrap, and then we say Wrap. Cool stuff. Or some guys, you can see CSS sometimes like sounds kind of magical, huh? Yeah, but now let me show you something, guys. You see, if I do this now, you can see now I want to show you something also. I'm gonna give this some border. There's something that we need to fix here. I'm gonna say 1 pixel solid. Yeah, so guys, you can see there's an issue here. Yeah, the stuff is wrapping, but it's not wrapping where we actually want it to wrap. Yeah, think about it very well. Huh? So let's come back to our responsive design part here. Yeah, what when do you want basically to have two cars on the same line is when this is less than 992 pixel. Yeah, let's say what is happening here, guys. This is more than 992 pixel. You can see because the background color of the body is not white, but the stuff are still down. Yes, the issue is, guys, rather we have issue with our calculation. We have issue with our calculation. Let me show you something. Yeah, let's go back to the cast container. Yeah, I know, guys, this is a little bit technical. You see, you look at this gap, and I'll show you this. If I remove this gap, see, all some things are working, huh? The way we want it, huh? So let's go back. You see, if I bring this, you see, things are working now the way we expect. You see, now this always we're gonna have this thing. Yeah, but now the issue is the moment I put this gap back, you see, now this means in our calculation we have to accommodate for this gap. Yes, what is happening is this. Let me show you. See, yeah, you have to try to understand this, guys, very well. If I come back like this, now on a light screen, meaning like screen that's larger than 992 pixel, think about it. We're gonna have two gaps, one gap, two gap. You see, so now we need to accommodate for these two gaps, and for each gap is 2 rem. So we're gonna say 2 rem, 2 rem, 4 rem. So in the calculation, we need to also minus those four rems. So how do we do that? We're gonna come here in this calculator. I'm gonna say 100% minus 4 rem. You see, put this thing into brackets like this, and then put this thing also into bracket like this thing. Huh? So sorry, guys. Yeah, bracket like this. Huh? You see, now it's magical. Huh? Yeah. So we put 4 rem here also. Now let's remove this cap. You see, things are working properly again. You can see. You see now no issues. But now when we come back here, you see we have some issues. All we need to do here also again, go back all the way down here. You see, come back down here. When we say we want to divide this by 2, then we're going to have a single gap. Huh? So we have to accommodate for that gap. You have to say minus 2 rem. Yeah, and then this also needs to be put in brackets like this. Oh, sorry, guys. Like this. Come back here, put the bracket like this. Now let's reduce this thing and see. We reduce the width of this panel. See, cool stuff. You see, things are working. Huh? So now quickly, let's go and remove the border for our cast container. Yeah, let's remove this border. Remove. Yeah, so now this is good. So now the next thing we need to do is let's also have responsive styles for mobile phones. Huh? Yeah, so now on mobile phones, we can safely say at media again, like this, and then you see a maximum width of maybe 576 pixel. Yeah, so maximum with 576 pixel. How do you want to style your stuff? Yeah, again in the cart, I'm going to say cart with 100%. Now, the moment this is less than 576 pixel. You're gonna see a card is gonna take the whole width that's available. Let's see. Awesome. You can see, guys. Awesome, huh? Yeah, so guys, I think this is looking good. So guys, you can see everything is looking good, everything is done. Yeah, so what we can do now, we can also basically try to check this thing in the browser, huh? So yeah, let's see this in the in a full browser, open with live server like this. Yeah, oh, we need to move the border for the main, huh? Yeah, let's go and remove the border for the main. Yeah, so so main border is removed, and you see, awesome, everything's looking good, huh? Yeah, guys, this is good. Yeah, let's inspect this thing. Yeah, let's check this thing maybe with other screens, huh? Cool stuff. You can see this is good. Yeah, on phones, tablets, bigger screens, huh? Meaning desktop, laptop, and all those stuff. Yeah, guys. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching, and thank you for following up to this point. Yeah. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends and families. Yeah. Yeah. So, and thank you so much in advance. Bye.